And this is a realization that continues to unfold for me. When I was 22, if you asked me, what does money mean to me? I would have said, it's good and I want more. That's pretty much the level of intellectual rigor that I brought to the table on that one. And actually, I think a lot of people, if you put a challenge in front of them and they are achievement oriented, they're just gonna go get it. They may not think about why or how does this fit into the context of my rich life. They're like, you set a KPI, I'm gonna get that KPI. What I have learned now along my financial journey, as my business has grown, as I've gotten married, as I have talked to even more people about debt, earning more, salary negotiation, finding a dream job, starting a business, is that I liken my journey with money to the journey that I took with fitness. About 10 years ago, I decided to get more fit, and I started with a very simple reason, which was pure vanity. I was like, I want to look like that. And I think vanity can be a good reason to get started with something. But I think if any of us have done something that we got good at, whether it be an instrument or programming or a different language, you might start for one reason. What I found is that I ended up falling in love with the craft and the discipline to go every single day. And to know that, yeah, you might look a certain way, but that's actually a byproduct of all the work that you've put in every single day and perfecting that craft. Same with money. Whereas I used to go after money, now I realize that money's the byproduct of doing all the right things. And I actually remember this as recently as 6 months ago. We're on our honeymoon, and I love hotels. I keep a list of hotels that I want to go to, and like, I love them. And I remember we were staying at the last place on our honeymoon, and we were already happy because we're on our honeymoon and just having the time of our lives. But I remember being even more happy because I was at this dream hotel that I'd been wanting to stay at for years. And I was trying to figure out, why am I so happy, even happier than the baseline? And what I realized was being able to be there with my wife, but also be able to be there and not have to worry about, can we afford this? Or can we order room service? That meant that I had done all the right things for years. I'd showed up at work. I got a team, which is an amazingly talented team. We made the right decisions. We recovered when we made the wrong ones. And now this is the payoff. This is one of the rewards of our rich life. I would have never thought like that at 22. I would have said, like, what's in my Excel spreadsheet and what's in my account? That's just a number. But to be able to get in a taxi and avoid the sweat, or now to be able to dream bigger and go to a dream hotel with my wife, way more meaningful. So I learned to go beyond just the dollar amount. And that is one of the key things that I want to encourage everyone here to take away. I'm going to show you how we do that. Remember how I said one of my philosophies is to spend extravagantly on the things you love, as long as you cut costs mercilessly on the things you don't. It's a word that you don't hear too much in the financial industry. Spend extravagantly? What are you talking about? You got to cut back. You know, again, 3 cents here, $3 there. That's a rich life somehow. That's what most say, but I don't believe that. I haven't found that to be true in my life. So I would like now to ask you to turn to the person next to you in just a second. And I'd like to ask you to answer this question. What is something you love spending money on? Not it gave you a smile, but something specific that you love spending money on. Tell them why. And for those of you who are willing to, tell them how much you spend on it. Let's do 60 seconds. I'll bring you back then. All right, let's bring it back. I want to hear from you. The room wants to hear from you. Put your hand up if you're willing to share, please. We've got mics going around. I want to hear, what is something you love spending money on? Let's get those hands up. Don't be shy. There's literally no wrong answer. It is only what you love. So we're going to get a mic over here. Meanwhile, let's get the mics. We've got one over there. Let's keep your hands up. We'll get the mics going around. Okay, over here, what do you love spending money on?
Books.
Tell me more. Why?
Because I feel like I'm getting knowledge every time I buy one. I'm getting something very valuable in return.
Amazing. Amazing. Do you have a bookshelf in your house?
Yes.
That's my dream. One of my dreams is to have a massive bookshelf in my apartment or house. I have something called a book buying rule. Ramit's book buying rule is, if you ever think about buying a book, just buy it. Don't agonize, don't debate. $10. Yes, it's self-serving. Somebody asked me in the back, they're like, were you rich before you wrote the book? I'm like, I make like 50 cents per book. That's not making anybody rich. That's not the point. I love that, and I love that books are your love and joy. They're one of mine as well. I also love taking the things that I love and putting simple rules around it. Why should you even debate for 2 seconds a $10 purchase, which can have an author's lifetime of work in it, and that can measurably change your life? Never think about it.